the concept of Under a Rock with Tig Notaro is that to say you have a blind spot for pop culture and facial recognition is an affront to the word blind and spot, correct?
Well, I don't have facial recognition issues.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I mean, even though you did tell me I met you one time before.
Yes, we had Jeff Garlin on the show last week. You did a stand-up special with Jeff at the Largo here in Los Angeles.
I don't know that it was a special. It's probably just a show.
Yes, okay. I felt it was special.
Yeah.
And then I met you afterwards.
It was probably
backstage.
brief, right?
It was brief.
Yeah.
But I remembered it.
Yeah.
And that's okay that you didn't, but you don't recall people, you don't know, you're not very well versed on pop culture?
I just don't follow a lot of pop culture. I follow music, I follow documentaries and the news.
Right.
But TV and film, I catch things here and there, and of course, I work in entertainment. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Right.
I do some acting, but it's typically if I've worked with somebody on a project or I met them socially, but yeah, I miss a lot. It's shocking.
So then the concept that I imagine was pitched to you is
No, I pitched it.
You did?
Yeah, I came up with it.
Which is like, hey, I just don't know a whole bunch of people.
And I thought it'd be funny to do a talk show where I am face-to-face with celebrities and try and figure out who they are. And
like, say, Anne Hathaway. I mean, you did not know who Anne Hathaway was at all?
I know the name, and I had met her, but when I ran into her again, I didn't recognize her. And she looked vaguely familiar.
Okay.
And I thought I had just maybe hung out with her at a Star Trek rap party. Because I am on Star Trek, and I had just left the rap party, and she said, no, I'm Anne Hathaway. I met you at the Beck concert. And then when I told my wife when I went home from Toronto, she said, how is it that she's trying to jog your memory of her from a Beck concert and not saying, no, it's me, Anne Hathaway, from Anne Hathaway.
And that didn't jog your memory at all.
Well, I mean, she just mentioned the Beck concert, and I didn't remember her from the Beck concert.
Other guests, Lena Headey. Does that mean you didn't watch Game of Thrones at all?
I did not watch Game of Thrones. No.
So when these folks come out and sit down, and by the way, the way you introduce guests, fantastic. Can you walk people through how you introduce your guests on your show?
Yeah.
Folks might be wondering, and Tig Notaro here, Under a Rock with Tig Notaro, a fantastic, very popular show streaming on Funny or Die, how you can be a host of a talk show with the guest, you having no idea who they are, and they're presented to you. How can you possibly go through that as a construct, as a host? How do you introduce folks, for those who may not know?
How do I bring them out on stage? I say, please welcome this person.
And Chris, I'm telling you, man, it's really weird as a guest because it as a guest, they tell you, okay, you're not allowed to come out until Tig's ready.
Okay.
All right. Which makes sense. You turn around.
Yeah. So I don't see anyone.
Right. And then you sneak onto the set behind a curtain, and then they open the curtain up when you say the words, this person, please welcome this person.
It's the big time, Rich.
Man, it is so damn funny. It really, really is.
You were so fun. You were so fun. I truly was just like, who is this person? What does he do? I mean, I started to kind of feel like maybe you were a talk show host.
Is that right?
Well, because you kept saying that you control conversations and your voice and your inflection.
Right.
There's certain things after hosting this show that I've started to kind of, You're
getting in a rhythm is what you're saying.
A little bit. I mean, not always.
Okay.
Not always.
Right. But it's funny, as you came out of our green room, our hallway is lined with photographs of guests who have been here. And we put, famous faces up on the wall. You did seem to recognize a handful of them.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's not that if someone's famous, I absolutely won't know who they are.
Right.
There's just a large chunk of people that astound everyone that I don't know.
Well, it's funny. What we could do is have you walk through the hallway, and there could be future guests for your show when you pull a rock and not know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, they can be going on, but like say when Michael Douglas is on the wall and you stop, you go, Douglas, right? I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah.
he's out.
I couldn't remember his first name, but I knew it was Douglas. I knew there was a Douglas in there.
You were halfway home.
I knew Jane Lynch.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Very good. So
And then I
she's
saw
out.
the Melissa Etheridge clip, and
That's
I was
right.
like, what is this, a gay show? I thought she
It's
was
just
on
different.
before me, and I was like, whoa.
She was on last week because she
Okay.
loves the Kansas City Chiefs.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.